It's December, and that means Ask Dash. Hey yo, this is Dash, and today marks the first in the December 2022 Ask Dash series. So today should be December 1st if I can actually get this edited and put up in the right time. So of course, let me turn down my phone because I'm getting emails and text messages and things like that. So I'm gonna quickly go out to the video in which I posed, which I filmed. I'm filming this today on the 30th, but I filmed yesterday, filmed yesterday the 29th. So I'm gonna answer a few of your questions. So, number one, here we go. All right, so only fitting that the first question comes from Kent. Kent from Daddy Dutch Barbecue. If you do not know who Kent is, there is going to be a link in the description with his channel information. Check him out, tell him I sent you. All right, so first, Kent says, yes! He's a bit over the top, right? So Kent says, to my dearest Dash, happy early holidays. I know you don't eat pork, but in your opinion, which is better? St. Louis cut, baby backs, or full spares? Do beans belong in chili, fat side up when cooking a brisket? So this is pretty perfect. 3 questions for our first question. So first and foremost, I am of the opinion and I prefer baby backs over St. Louis and full spares. When I first started doing barbecue, people asked me to do ribs, and actually my buddy Travis, you guys have met Travis, he asked me to do ribs for his aunt and his uncle, and he gave me 2 racks of ribs. Basically, those are the first ribs that I cooked for someone else, and because they were baby backs, I stuck with baby backs for a long time. Then I realized when I was using the steel drums, you know, the steel drums, when I was using the steel drum, I could fit 3 racks per grate or rack in the cooker versus like 1 rack of full spares. So I could take a pack of baby back ribs and cook all 3 racks at one time on 1 grate and still be able to cook something else in the smoker. So it became a it just became the way that I was able to cook as much or maximize my cooking space. So that's how I fell into doing baby backs. Have I done spares? Yes. Have I done St. Louis spares? Yes. But my fallback is always baby backs. To me, I feel they're a little meatier. You know, you can cook them until they're nice and tender, low and slow only. I know there's going to be somebody that's going to want to ask about grilling ribs. So I'm just telling you now, this is going to be a common concept throughout the entire series. I don't like grilled ribs. I just don't like the way they feel. I don't like the way they look. None of it. Give me some slow smoked ribs, and that's how it is. All right, so his second question, do beans belong in chili? Yes, if that's what you want. They're your beans, and if you're making beans for yourself, if you're making chili for yourself or for your family, you guys will have to figure out how you particularly care or what you want to do with your beans. Your chili. But that's up to you. That's like saying, well, I'm not going to go there. But anyway, in my opinion, I like beans in my chili. But do I eat chili without beans? Yes. Do I eat chili with beans? Yes. Do I eat chili, period? Yes. Does it matter if it has onions in it and cheese on it and sour cream on it? No. Doesn't matter if it's not ground beef. I make some mean brisket chili. So again, it's all up to you and how you prefer or what you would like to do with your chili. In my humble opinion, I am HO. Last question Kent has is fat side up or fat side down when cooking brisket? I am a firm believer in fat side up brisket cooking. Now, I have had a whole bunch of people say you cook the fat or you put the fat in between the brisket and the heat source. That's BS. I've always cooked my briskets with the fat side up. Again, my own personal preference because this is how I started doing it. So like for instance, if I'm cooking briskets in Bessie, this is Bessie, my all wood burning smoker. If I'm cooking briskets in Bessie, my heat is coming from down here, down here, and the heat and smoke travel underneath the cooking chamber and they exit here and they come out on here into the cooking chamber, okay? If it were a more direct heat, then I probably would consider putting the fat side down to act as a deflector, a heat deflector. But that's not the case. I don't have to worry about that here in this particular cooker. Now, if I were cooking on a big green egg, if I were cooking on an offset where that heat was being piped directly into the smoker and I didn't have any sort of buffer like this, the water pan is underneath here, and to help cool that heat off, okay, that warm air off a little, and I had to worry about scorching or burning, then maybe I would turn the brisket fat side down. But the way my cookers work, the way my cooks go, I always, and when I say always, I'm talking probably 85-90% of the time, cook with the brisket fat side up. Even when I wrap my briskets, I have made the mistake, and when I say mistake, of having a brisket turned upside down in a foil pan. A lot of you guys know when I cook my briskets, I put them into foil pans so that when I am taking the briskets from my garage where I am out or back into the house so I can start and do my prep work in the house, I put them into foil pans. A lot of folks will wrap briskets in butcher paper. I put them in foil pans so I can capture all of the jus from the brisket and provide that to my customer so that they can add that jus back to the brisket when they are warming the brisket up or serving the brisket. So my own personal opinion, aluminum foil pans are the best way to capture the jus. And with that being said, I never want to turn the fat side down because then that destroys any bit of bark that I was able to build on that brisket while I was cooking. So, Kent, thank you so very much for being my first victim. Or is it the other way around? I was victimized by your questions. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so very much as always for watching. Don't forget, if you would like to ask me a question for the Ask Dash series, all you have to do, don't be bashful, leave a comment down below, and if I can get to it before 30 days is up, you will have a personal video directed at you and your question. Thank you so very much as always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.